Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video, and today we're going to be doing a different type of video. I always love doing these types of videos and it's my most viewed video on the channel, but I love making prediction cards. I'm going to make my Future Stars predictions because Future Stars was confirmed today on a loading screen, and I'm really excited for this because there's a lot of candidates and a lot of players who are going to get one, in my opinion, because there's so many good youngsters who have potential. And in my opinion, I think this is true, but the point of this event is the card is on their potential. So Phil Foden got one in FIFA 19, which was 86 rated or something when he had a silver card. I'd like to quickly go over what the whole rules are of these Future Stars and stuff like that. And first of all, there's going to be two teams. So this Friday is Team 1, and then the Friday after is going to be Team 2. They did that last year and they'll probably do that this year as well. And you may look at the cards that I've given and be like, oh, but they're not as good as last year's. But the thing is with EA is for some reason they've made promo cards this year worse cards than last year. I'm just trying to be a bit realistic. One of the main rules that EA established was that the max age you can be to get a Future Stars card is 23. So some of these players are 23, but some are incredibly young, like 16, 17. I made some of these cards yesterday, so before the loading screen came out, because I realized that EA, I'll put the screenshot up now, that EA confirmed last year that it was the 31st of January when these cards were released. But because this year every event has been pushed back a week or two, Team of the Year came out nearly a month later than last year, so that's probably why they delayed it again by a week now. But yeah, let's get into the predictions. Alright guys, so at number 1 we have Bukayo Saka. I think he definitely deserves one. He's been one of our best players this season. The stats show it as well. This video I'm not going to go too much into stats. I'm kind of going to balance it out between performance and FIFA gameplay as well, what he'd be like. He'd be an absolutely insane card in the midfield. He's 4-star, 4-star, so there wouldn't be any problems there. And he'd have really high pace, he'd have very good dribbling, and he'd be able to shoot. He'd be a very expensive card because of links and hype as well. Next we have Reece James. Now I believe that he was really good for Chelsea in the Champions League last season. This season he's been very solid as well at the back. I think there's a lot of English right backs, so he doesn't get mentioned as much. There's so many, so he probably won't start in the England team for a while, but he's a very solid right back, and I think he deserves the Future Stars because he's only 21 years old, so he has a long time ahead of him. Next we have Kudus. Now he, in 4 games, I looked this up, he has 3 assists and 1 goal. He's a very good playmaker. He's a very key part of Ajax's front line. He leads them up from the front really well in the cam position. He's very fast and he's got very good feet. I've watched a few clips of him. I don't really watch the Eredivisie League, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a very good player and I think he deserves one. He's only 20 years old, so he has a very long career ahead of him, and I think he's going to have a very, very good one. Next we have Eze. Now the stats may look not that good, he's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 20 games, but a lot of them were not starts, and I think he's a very quality player. You saw that free kick goal a couple weeks ago he scored for Palace. He's got very good technical ability, and he's only 22 years old as well, so that's a very good positive as to why he should be in this team. I've put him as only 85 rated because I gave him a +10 because I thought other people on this list deserve to be a bit higher, because I haven't really seen enough of him yet. I didn't watch him when he was at QPR. He'd be very cheap as well because of his rating. Next we have Ryan Gravenberch. Now this guy is a real talent. He's only 18 years old and he is bossing the Eredivisie. I've seen a lot of clips of him playing centre mid for Ajax, and he holds the team together in the middle of the park. He can literally do everything. He's fast, he can dribble, shoot, defend, you name it, everything he can do. And this card would be very expensive because this FIFA, the Eredivisie, is a very popular league due to loads of promo cards and loads of cards being Dutch, and a lot of them being free as well, so he'd be quite expensive due to the hype as well, and he looks like he's part of the Hullet gang. Next we have Dest. Now I know what you're thinking, there are so many right backs in this team, in these teams' predictions, I know that, but the thing is there's so many young talented right backs and full backs in the world right now, and Barcelona is one of the main teams in the Future Stars. There are a lot of players from Barcelona in here, but Yeah, Des signed for them quite recently from Ajax, and yeah, I think he's been quite solid. I haven't heard any bad things about him. I haven't watched him, so I don't really know, but I've seen him at Ajax for a bit, and he was quality right back. Now, this is one that I'm not sure will get in, because when he started to play, when I first saw him play for Spurs at the back, he was so good. Like on his debut, he was quick, he could defend, he blocked loads of shots. He was a very solid centre back, but I haven't seen him play recently. He's very young as well, so he has time to improve and time to get into the starting team for Spurs as well. Could be a possibility, but it might be one for the future. Next we have Pedro Neto. Now this guy is a really quality player for Wolves. Wolves know their stuff about the Portuguese players. A lot of their team is Portuguese, and this guy is a really good winger for them. He scores important goals and puts in consistent performances over and over, and he's very young as well, so that's a bonus for him to get into this team. He's 4 goals this season, which isn't much on paper, but when you look at his performances, he consistently performs well for them, so I think he should definitely go to Future Stars. Now guys, I've just realised I've been going into stats too much in real life. I know that's important because obviously if they don't play well in real life, they're not going to get in, but I need to focus on like playability in the game as well. Anthony's been very good for Ajax as well. Ajax have so many players in this Future Stars because there's so many young players in their team. I think he's 20 years old, and unfortunately I think he has a 2-star, 3-star weak foot, which isn't the best, but he'd be quite cheap because of that, and he has a green link to Dumfries, rule breaker at right back, and Kleiber showdown card, so he has a lot of links, and he's been good in real life, so he deserves it. Well guys, we have gone to the main one of this whole video, Ansu Fati's card. He is 100% getting one, no way can he not. He's one, I think he's the best youngster in world football right now, I can't lie. I've seen him play and he is just ridiculous. He looks like he's going to be a generational talent. Like consistently he performs, and his skills with his feet, he's just so good on the wing. But moving on from that, in game, this guy, when he comes out, he'll be over 1 million coins easily. Like, if the card looks similar to that, then look at those stats. He'll just be insane. Like, his player of the month was pretty broken at the start. Imagine this card, it's actually ridiculous. But yeah, man, he 100% deserves it, and he's incredibly young, so I can see him being a generational talent in the future. Final player of Team 1 Future Stars, we have Jude Bellingham, the most expensive ever 17-year-old in the history of football, I think. And this guy was so hyped when people heard about him. Birmingham City even retired this shirt afterwards, which shows how much they miss him at the club. He's been doing very well for Dortmund as well. Him and Sancho link up so well. And yeah, man, he's a very good youngster. He's got a lot of time ahead. He's only 17. He's got so many years ahead of him career-wise. And this card will be absolutely broken at like a box-to-box centre mid, because imagine like putting a defensive chem star on him. He would just be sick everywhere around the midfield. Alright guys, so that is my Team 1 predictions, which is coming out this Friday at 6 PM. We will be streaming a pack opening and content stream for this, but it's probably not going to be the exact players, let's be real. But yeah, man, out of 10, I'd give that team a solid 8 out of 10 because of Fati and Saka look absolutely ridiculous. Let me know who you would have put in that team that comes out on Friday, but we are going to get onto the Team 2 player predictions now. At number 1, for the first player in the Team 2 of Future Stars, we have the main man, Smith Rowe. I absolutely love this guy as an Arsenal fan, but I'm not even being biased, you have to admit, he's been absolutely insane the last few months for Arsenal. I've always rated him, to be honest, but he's never got the proper opportunities until now. He's scored 5 goals this season and he's got a lot of assists, I can't remember how many, and he's only like 21 years old, so he's got a lot of time ahead of him as an Arsenal player, and I really rate him. Next we have Reina. Now this guy is a real talent. Like, Dortmund has some quality talents in the team. This guy's actually really good for them. Like, I've seen him play and he is fast, he can shoot, dribble. He's a very good winger, and he's very young as well. He's only 18 years old. Now this one might be in like FIFA 22 Future Stars or something like that, because I don't see him getting mentioned by anyone. He's quite slept on in my opinion. Like, he came from Chelsea on loan to Brighton and he's been so good for them at right back. He's had an occasional bad game, but like most of the games he played, he's quick. He can actually do defending, which is pretty sick, but going forward he is very dangerous. as well. Like, I really rate him technically, and it's just kind of personal preference really. Like, he probably won't get in, like, I just know EA won't put him in, but he's only 20 years old, so he has 3 more years to get into the Future Stars, and maybe this year will be one of them. Next, I've picked Ferran Torres. Now, this guy's been very good for Man City. He's earned himself like starting places in occasional games, but their team is so stacked. Like, they have Mahrez as well, so it's quite hard to start over Mahrez, but he does get game time, so he definitely deserves one. He's definitely one for the future. I think he's 20 years old, and I think in FIFA this card will be very good. He'll have a green link to Kyle Walker, of course, and he'll get lots of Spanish links as well, so he'll be quite a hyped card. Guys, I'm going to be so real, I have no idea how to say this guy's name, but I've watched him play and he is so good. Like, he is what the reason why I've put him at 90 rated. If you've seen how he's been playing in the Champions League, not just in the Bundesliga as well, he is incredible. Like, this guy is so skillful with his feet. He is such a good player, like, attacking wise. Like, he is so fast, he can shoot, dribble, he can literally do everything, and he's so young as well. So yeah, man, this card, like, I know he's Hungarian, so he won't get the best links, but Jesus, like, this card will still be really hyped up, and probably Puskas will go up, because everyone, like, who has millions of coins will want to try this card and link him in their teams. Next, I've chosen Pedri, another very talented winger or midfielder in the Barcelona side. I've seen him play a few games and he's scored quite a few goals, and he looks a very talented player. Like, I know he doesn't get as noticed because Ansu Fati's the main talent in the whole world right now, let's be real, and he's left wing and this guy's left mid, so people don't pay their attention to him as much as Fati, but he's still a very talented player in real life, and this card in FIFA will be very sweaty. Spanish links are obviously very easy ones to get. Like, you could get that soft link with Adama Traore for my team. Quick note, guys, I fully forgot to say this, but some of these cards have got like 2-star, 3-star weak foots, which is not good, but I think last year, don't get me wrong, they might not have, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they might have upgraded some weak foots, and I'm just judging the cards on the face stats I've given them, not really weak foot and skill moves, because like this year weak foot doesn't matter so much. Like, Robin Flashback has 2-star weak foot, and this guy feels like he's got 4 stars, so yeah, I'm not paying too much attention to that. Now, the next pick I've chosen is Camavinga, and if you haven't noticed, guys, the players that are 90 rated or above are like the best talents, in my opinion, in the world right now, who are probably defo gonna get a Future Stars. Like, this guy, there's no way he's missing out. Like, I think he's 17 years old and he's one of the most hyped up players in the whole world right now. He plays for Rem right now, but I can see him moving to a top club in a year or two. Like, I've seen this guy play and he bosses the midfield. He reminds me a bit of Paul Pogba, like when he was at Juventus. But yeah, man, this guy is so good as a midfielder, and this card would be so expensive when it comes out, because the high defense and physical, this guy will be a mil when he comes out, 100%, but he'll probably go down to like 600, like when the event dies down a bit. But yeah, man, this card is one of the best in the whole promo, in my opinion. Actually, forget that, he might not go down, to be honest, because like Mbappe, the most used card in the game, let's be real, in champs, this guy gets a green link to him, so he probably won't die down. He'll probably be min 800k, to be honest. Like, when you think about it, he's a better version of Renato Sanchez special card, and that Sanchez is expensive. Next, I've gone for Curtis Jones. Now, I know what you're thinking. I think I probably messed up this rating a bit. I think he should be at least 86. But the only reason why I put him to 84 is because he's got a bronze card, and no other people on this list have had a bronze card. So I think EA might do him dirty and give him an 84. I'm just being realistic here, because like 64 to 84 is still a plus 20. But if he comes out, he'll probably be like 86 or something. He deserves to be. Like, I've seen him play for Liverpool. Klopp has put trust in him, which shows how talented he is, and he scores a lot of good goals for them when he comes off the bench and when he plays in cups. And yeah, I can see him being a very good talent and a very cheap card in this promo. The next choice I've gone for is Lookman. Now, guys, I can already see it now, people saying, how the hell is he in this team? Did you see his penalty against West Ham in the 97th minute? Yeah, I know, that was terrible what he did. Yeah, I don't know why he tried that, but if you've seen him play recently, and I've watched him like when he was at Everton like 2 years ago and in Leipzig, he is such a good player. Like, he is so talented. Like, see the way this guy dribbles and skills people up on the pitch, it's just mad. Like, his goals for Fulham this season have all been like skillful, like dribble past the defender and shoot like a nice curved shot. Like, he's very technical and he's very talented, so I think he deserves one, but I don't know if EA will give him one, to be honest, but hopefully he gets one soon. Next, I've gone for Fabio Silva. Now, I know what you're thinking, guys. Again, he's quite low rated, but to be honest, like, this season I've seen him play quite well in some games, but some games he hasn't been that good for the price tag they paid for him. But they bought him because he has potential, and he's another Portuguese player for Wolves, so Nuno knows what he's doing with those Portuguese players. Most of his team's Portuguese. He should develop because, like, he's very, very hyped up. Like, that's why they bought him. But yeah, I don't know about this card because, like, it looks a bit meh because, like, he has 2-star skills as well. Hopefully they upgrade that. I don't know. I don't think they can upgrade to 4-star, but hopefully they can upgrade it. I've put it in the team too, but this card will probably be like some objective or something like that. And the final player for Future Stars Team 2 predictions and the whole predictions as a whole, I've picked James Justin. Now, I think this guy, he probably won't get in because there's so many English right backs who are like already in the game that are meta, so I don't know if EA are going to release another right back because he won't be hyped as much because we've got Kyle Walker gold card, and like, he's just as good as this card, to be honest, but he kind of deserves one because, like, he's been solid for Leicester. He can run forward as well and he can defend really well, so yeah, I think he deserves one. Alright guys, so for my Team 1 predictions, let me just summarise it. I've gone for Saka, Reece James, Kudus, Eze, Gravenberch, Dest, Tanganga, Pedro Neto, Anthony and Ansu Fati. And for the final person in that team, I've put Jude Bellingham as the 11th person. And for Team 2, I've gone for Smith Rowe, Reina, Lamptey, Torres, I don't know how to say the guy on the top right's name, forgive me for that, Pedri, Camavinga, Jones, Lookman and Fabio Silva. Let me know down below which team you think's better. In my opinion, I think the second team's better because of Camavinga, Reina, Smith Rowe and that top right guy. They're all ballers and they're all going to be very expensive and good cards. Alright guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on the post notifications so you know when I upload and I live stream. I live stream on Fridays 5 to 7 PM. Follow my Instagram to see my schedule for when I'm streaming. And also guys, comment down below who you think I've missed out on these Future Stars predictions. I guarantee I've missed someone, so comment it down below. Gonna have a mid-icon pack. Hopefully, if things go to plan, I'll have packs to open for Future Stars and I'll be covering the content and playing some drafting and stuff like that. And follow my Twitter, I'm very active on that as well. All the socials are down below. And yeah, until next time, peace.